Hello, welcome back to the channel. If you've been with us before, welcome to the channel. If this is your first time with us, this is Leanne Presents. This is Alan.
This is Alan.
This is Alan. That is Leanne.
That is Leanne.
That is Leanne.
Leanne is here.
And know what else is here? Summer. Because my God, it has been like the Sahara Desert where we live today. And that wraps us neatly up to this heat has been slamming us hard. See what I did there? See what I did there? Because these are our Summer Slam predictions for 2024. So it's been held in Cleveland. Don't ask me the name of the arena or the stadium. And it was a baseball stadium. I couldn't tell you what the name of it is. I should have probably got that before we started this.
Cleveland Arena.
Oh, well. It's happening this Saturday, which I believe is the 3rd of August. Yeah, it's August in a couple of days. What the hell's going on?
Isn't it Saturday?
Yeah.
I'm sure you said Sunday.
No, I said Saturday. I said Saturday. Our reactions will be up on Sunday.
Yes.
So anyone who's seen our predictions before will know how this works. If not, I'm going to give a blurb anyway. Just a quick rundown. I do the predictions. I've been watching longer, so I kind of take the lead and sort of host these ones. Leanne hosts the reactions. We do this in the sense of, unless it's like a Royal Rumble or Elimination Chamber or Survivor Series War Games, something, we'll do non-title matches followed by title matches. Spoiler alert, there's only one non-title match on this card.
Nice.
Which is like, wait, what?
I think that's a good thing.
And I've kind of done this, and what I usually do is I list the matches on the predictions in the order that I'm looking forward to them. So the first matches that we'll talk about, let's say, for example, the 6 title matches. The first title match we talk about, I'm the least bothered by. And then the last match is the one that's going to be like, oh, okay, this could be the show stealer. It could be something really great for whatever reason, X, Y, Z, whatever. In terms of this then, so because there's only one non-title match, we're just going to hit that first, and then we're going to cover the title matches, as I say, in the order that I've just described. So the first match we're going to talk about is CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre.
DM Hunk.
No. With Seth Rollins as the referee.
Yes.
No, that was awful.
What?
Awful.
It's a thing. It's a thing.
So we're not going to go long form in the whole backstory of this. We've covered the things between Seth and Drew and Punk and Seth, pretty much since SummerSlam Survivor Series when he returned last year, and Seth was really PO'd about it. Drew was PO'd about it. Everyone was pretty much annoyed that Punk was back for whatever reason. There's still people in the company who still think he's a cancer, and it's spoiler alert, he is. But sort of long story short, CM Punk has screwed Drew McIntyre numerous times. So he screwed him out of the championship at SummerSlam. And if you want to know more about that, you have to check out our SummerSlam. The one SummerSlam is WrestleMania. If you want to see more about that, check out our WrestleMania Sunday reactions video. Then he screwed Drew out of Money in the Bank last month. So if you want to see more about that, check out our Money in the Bank reactions. Again, long story short on that, because it does kind of lead into this. Drew won the Money in the Bank. He went to cash in. CM Punk turns up, beats down Drew. Damian wins, retains the title. And then obviously it leads to you. But the whole character of this is obviously Punk's been injured because, you know, he's as Nigel McGuinness likes to call Bryan Danielson, Brittle Brian. What can we call CM Punk? Like, there's got to be something we can come up with. But in the comments down below, let us know what we can call CM Punk, because literally a breeze will blow past him and it will snap his leg. It's good. Again, going to slightly talk about the other company, AEW. He wins the world title. A week later, he has to relinquish it because he's injured.
Yep.
He wins the world title for a second time. The very next Wednesday, he has to relinquish it because of an injury. He has his first match back in WWE at the Royal Rumble, a multi-person match where you really shouldn't have a high risk of being injured because you're not the primary focus. Leanne, what happened?
He got injured.
Yeah. I am fully expecting Punk to step in the ring, twist his ankle, fall, and snap it in half before he even gets into the match.
Could happen.
It wouldn't surprise me. Like Phil, drink more calcium. Calcium deficient Phil. There we go.
There we go. That's fun.
And then obviously Seth Rollins, he can't stand Punk, he can't stand Drew. We don't really know why he hates Drew McIntyre so much. It's not really been alluded to.
Can't remember if there's something that happened other than Drew beat him.
That's the only thing I can think of. It literally is the only thing I can think of.
It's usually not a reason to hate. That's just like professional rivalry. So
Yeah, obviously Seth's the referee because
Uh-huh.
Drew McIntyre beat up some referees after Money in the Bank, justly, I might add. So they don't want to ref the match because they feel that Drew McIntyre's too much of a wild card or a flight risk, maybe. So yeah.
Okay.
And obviously we just finished watching Raw from last night. I just want to point out that was the drollest episode of Raw I think I've seen in a long ass time. It was so boring. It was so drawn out. Nearly all the match finishes were just like, what the hell was that?
They weren't very good. The crowd weren't with it.
The crowd was flat.
It doesn't help. I mean, even if it was a half decent show, if the crowd's flat, it's going to feel rubbish.
Yeah. But the one thing that was good was Drew McIntyre's promo.
There were a couple of good things.
And then, it was this.
But yeah.
And then CM Punk tries to retort back, and he's just tripping over his own words. And it's like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Didn't quite work.
Yeah. That's all I really want to that's as far as I really want to give CM Punk any exposure, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, do you have anything left to say about this one?
I was going to talk about how confusing the referee's instructions are, which basically sound like Seth gets to make it up as he goes along.
That's pretty much what it is, I think.
He can count. He can do count-outs if he wants. They could be 20. They could be 1,000,000. So basically, and he doesn't even have to let someone tap out if he doesn't want them to, which seems a bit wrong. Just make it a no-holds barred.
Which then kind of prompted me to say to you, what takes longer? Seth Rollins can't do him to 1,000,000 or him doing his damn wrong entrance?
Yeah, it's long. He's got to milk it to make the most out of those outfits.
He needs to stop dressing, wearing his wife's clothes, honestly.
So, it'll be interesting, I guess, to see how that plays out.
Like, if we knew that Punk could go without potentially snapping a limb of some sort, then it probably could be a good match.
Yeah.
Probably. Could, being the two ample words in that sentence.
There is a chance.
There is a chance, but it is obviously dependent on whether or not Phil can not get an injury for a couple of hours, you know? It's a real match, Phil. Cry me a river. Who do you got winning?
I'm going to go Drew.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why. Just his promo's better. A little too.
Yeah? Is that the only reason?
I guess the other reason is the fact that we can't quite remember why Seth hates Drew as much as he hates CM Punk. If there is going to be any bias, I would imagine he'll be biased towards Drew.
Okay. I'm going Drew as well, just for the thing of it. Partly because, A, I don't want Punk to win.
Yeah.
And B, I reckon that, Seth being the referee will end up leading down to CM Punk and Seth, maybe at Rumble, maybe at Mania. So I was talking about this with you the other day, that I feel they're probably going to rehash SummerSlam 97.
Yes.
Where you had Shawn Michaels defending his... you had Undertaker defending his WWF Championship against Bret the Hitman Hart with Shawn Michaels as the special guest referee.
Yes.
Shawn Michaels Bret Hart was really getting under Shawn Michaels' skin. He went to grab a chair to use it on Undertaker. Shawn Michaels goes into the backs Bret into a corner, rips the chair out of his hands. Bret literally spits in Shawn Michaels' face. Shawn cocks back, goes to hit Bret with the chair. Bret ducks, crowns Taker. Okay? Bret covers. If Shawn doesn't count the pinfall, he's suspended.
Yeah.
So he had to count the pinfall. I get the feeling it's going to be something like that. The ref, aka Seth Rollins, will be completely a part of whoever wins this match and the resulting finish of that. So you could do, let's say Drew wins because Seth Rollins knocks out Punk with a chair, for example. So just using that as a basis of it. CM Punk go, right, I'm going to come back to you, but first we got some bad blood to resolve with Drew McIntyre. Then they have this rematch at Bad Blood, which is coming out in October. Potentially, if he's not injured at this point, obviously, his head might be hanging off at this point for all we know. But they could do a stipulation match, Hell in a Cell, whatever. But then down the line, CM Punk could be like, right, Seth, I haven't forgot about you. I want you one-on-one at Royal Rumble or Mania or whatever, and I feel that's the way they're going to go with it.
Cool.
Then we're going to move on to our title matches. So again, least looking forward to first, leading up to the one I'm most looking forward to. So first of the title match we're going to talk about is Bayley defending her WWE Women's Championship against the Queen of the Ring, Nia Jax. Can you guess why this one's least looking forward to?
Because this is another one where someone could get injured.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's annoying. It's like, so the reason that Nia Jax is in this title picture is because she won Queen of the Ring. I don't think she should have won Queen of the Ring myself. And obviously Tiffany Stratton, Miss Money in the Bank, is currently teaming. There's got some sort of alliance with Nia Jax right now. It's been kind of teasing cashing it in, but Nia Jax has been giving that like the stare, like, what are you doing? And then Tiffy's kind of like, stop doing it. But it's like, okay, and then the problem I've got is that Bayley hasn't really been around as much as she probably should have been.
No, she does seem to have been absent.
Like
She did do a promo not long ago where she called Nia Jax reckless.
Well, she's had a couple of tag matches, but this whole title run hasn't been great.
No.
It's just kind of fallen by the wayside a little bit, I think. That's what it feels like to me. And Nia's, obviously, we know that Nia's sloppy. We know that she's reckless in the ring.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, her heel promos and all that kind of lark is apparently getting someone's jollies off in the office.
Yeah.
And they're pushing her in for this, and obviously they're teaming her with Miss Money in the Bank.
She is easy to hate. I'll give it that.
I did find out recently that Tiffany and Nia Jax are actually best of friends.
Aw, that's cute.
So yeah. I mean, that's all I've really got to say about this one, because there's not really been much of anything.
No.
It's just been super bland.
Pretty much. There's been a lot, like...
It's not SummerSlam, it's Summer Sizzle.
Yeah. The most they've really had build-up-wise is more to do with Nia Jax and Tiffany.
And Tiffany threatening to tease it, to cash in there.
Which leads me to believe that it'll probably either happen or will be a huge factor in the match.
Okay, all right.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. That really leaves it very, very open.
So, I mean, you can, if you want, to predict Tiffany to cash in, but the prediction that we're really looking for right now is who's going to win out of Bayley and Nia Jax, who's taking home the WWE Women's Championship.
Okay, I'm gonna... It's tricky, because like if my prediction is for Tiffany to cash in, it could be on either of them as winners. I think I'd go with Bayley. Thinking that Tiffany could accidentally screw over Nia. Kind of, maybe. Okay.
Is that what you're going for?
Yes.
I'm going for Nia Jax. I think Nia's going to win it. She's going to just completely bulldoze.
She's going to sit on her.
She's going to sit on her, yeah. She's going to put all her weight on her, not hold the ropes, not like Yokozuna used to protect the talent. She's just going to drop and just probably cave Bayley's chest in. And then down the line, I think they will lead to Tiffany cashing in on Nia.
Okay.
And then that'll be like the face turn for Tiffany. Like, she's over, but she's still a heel.
Yeah.
In the whole sort of story of it. I think down the line it'll be Nia Jax will have, I don't know, maybe Piper Niven or someone. It'll be a hard fought battle because they're both big women. And I don't mean that in a bad way, obviously. And then Tiffany will kind of come in and pick up the scraps and pin Nia Jax, and then she'll be like, oops, sorry, it's Tiffy time, and then kind of run out or whatever.
Cool.
But yeah, I see Nia Jax taking this match.
All right.
Next match we got is a direct rematch from last month's PLE, and it is Sami Zayne defending his Intercontinental Championship once again against Bron Breakker.
Yes.
Bron Breakker beat Ivan Dragunov to get the title match. Okay, great. Okay, right. Why wasn't there more people involved in this? Is my question.
Yeah.
Bron Breakker lost the match last month.
Back of the line.
Back of the line, bitch. And like even so, like I hate this because it's the same match back to back on a PLE. If it was a triple threat, fair enough. If it was a 4-way, fair enough. And then this becomes a single match, fair enough. But literally, Sami Zayn beat Bron Breakker clean.
Yeah.
Why does Bron get another title match? Why does he get an opportunity for it? It's bull, absolute bull. And then Bron in his little promo thing last night in his interview, whatever it was, he was like, "Oh, you know, I saw Sami as a comic comedian, didn't take him seriously. Won't happen again." No. The damage is already done. They've already made Bron Breakker look weak.
Yeah.
By having Sami beat him clean. You can't now turn around and go, he's a comic.
Yeah.
He's a stand-up comedian. Blah 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 blah. I didn't take him seriously. Now I am. Well, no, because every time you've been in the ring with someone, you greatly take pleasure in just wrecking them, in bulldozing them, in destroying them.
So even underestimating someone, you could have still done that.
Yeah.
And now they are making him look even weaker.
They're trying to make him backstep and kind of give a reasoning as to why he lost. When that match, So, and the rumor was that they didn't want Bron to win his first championship on a lesser PLE. So SummerSlam being one of the big four: Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, the big four.
Mm-hmm.
Like Metallica, Anthrax, Slayer, and Megadeth, right?
Exactly the same. Yeah.
So they wanted him to do that, but why not just hold off?
Yeah,
Have
don't do a match.
have Ivan Dragunov get beaten by Sami Zayn at Money in the Bank instead.
That
You
makes
know,
sense.
you still have Sami Zayn winning in Canada, his hometown, his home country, and then Bron Breakker comes in and destroys him after the match and says, "I got you next."
Yeah.
Job done. Don't have Bron Breakker go out, get beaten clean, and then go, right, let's do it again next month.
Yeah. And in the meantime, he's been attacking Sami from behind like every
week,
which makes him look even weaker because
Yeah.
he clearly knows, he's clearly like showing, well, I can't beat him at full strength, so I've got to wear him down.
Yeah.
And that's not... Sometimes that kind of thing lends to a villain story, a heel story, but the build-up hasn't lent itself to it. So it's just making him look weak.
They've done Bron dirty with this.
Yeah.
They really have.
They have.
And I don't like it.
Because he's great.
Yes.
I can really honestly see him with that championship.
Yeah. I could see him with the world title. Give him
Yeah.
a couple of years.
But yeah, he's just not having a great build-up
And
for
it's... And it's that, and I was hoping this had gone once Vince was booted out of the company. It's that NXT, I don't even know what to call it. People from NXT come up, and they kind of flounder by the wayside.
It's the curse of NXT.
Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell, until recently Dexter Lumis.
Yeah.
Andrade, technically, because he's not really doing much. Isla Dawn, Alba Fire.
They're doing stuff, but it's all like side projects.
And it's all like non-impactful.
Yeah.
Like Alba Fire and Isla Dawn are defending the tag titles against Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair again. Like, what?
They're the champions. Come on.
But then you've got...
Do something.
And then we'll talk a little bit more about the Bloodline later on, but you've got Tonga Loa, or what were they calling him? Tonga? I can't remember what they call it. They bloody renamed it. And Jacob Fadu coming in, and they've gone to the main roster and they're bulldozing things.
Yeah.
You know? And yet, Baron Corbin's come back up from NXT. What's he doing? Losing. Apollo Crews in a tag team with Baron Corbin. What are they doing? Losing. What are they doing? It's NXT is supposed to be the breeding ground for their own guys.
What happened to the Paul Levesque era? That's my...
Yeah.
What happened? We had such high hopes.
Yeah. So like, it's probably not fair to say that I'm not looking forward to this match, but
it's been sour.
I've already seen it once.
Yeah.
I don't need to see it again this soon, and I hate that.
Agreed.
I really hate that. What next? So let's say, just for example's sake, Bron Breakker wins. What next?
Rubber match at the next one.
Bash of Berlin. Sami Zayn gets his rematch. So that's the third PLE in a row, right?
Yep.
If it's not that, it'll be on Monday Night Raw. Oh my God, get a grip. And yet Scott Steiner literally went onto social media the other day and went, AEW sucks. They have matches with no storyline. Nobody wants to see that. I would take 1 million matches with great in-ring competitors not doing the exact same match every single week over this crap.
You know where the storyline is for those matches in AEW? The rankings. They mean something.
Although saying that, they haven't done the rankings thing for a while, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but yeah, anyway, anything else to say with this match?
No.
We got
Bron.
Bron Breakker, 100% all the way. I got Bron as well.
If they have him lose a second time against Sami Zayn,
you might as well sit him back. You might as well ship him back down to NXT.
For sure. Yeah.
Or release him and let him go to AEW.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Next match we're going to talk about. I can't believe I put this one above 2 title matches already. Logan Paul defending his United States Championship against LA Knight. Yeah. So this has been a bit of a long burn the last couple of months. I expected this at Money in the Bank. Didn't happen because they were both in that ladder match, obviously. But I've just loved the sort of Logan Paul has been. I don't say I love this because I can't stand Logan Paul. He's been dodging LA Knight.
Yes.
LA Knight decides to show up in his house. He's sitting in his pool.
That was really
he's
fun.
like, "What's to do with drinks in the pool? Is this a no-go?" Like, and he's just and it's like great. That's hilarious. LA Knight is just so good on the mic. He's just so good. And people can compare him to The Rock, and it's like, oh my God, it's just it's another incarnation of The Rock. Why is that a bad thing?
Yeah.
The Rock in his prime was great. I liken it more to Stone Cold Steve Austin with the mannerisms.
Yeah.
But it's like The Rock and Stone Cold smushed together.
To make something new and
original. Yeah.
It's great.
So, and then obviously LA Knight was baiting Logan Paul because Logan Paul never shows up to work. and he just sends in these little videos.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bleep. That's on me. Let me just make a note of that. Censor. Potty mouth out today, apparently. This heat is really getting to me.
And so Logan Paul.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah. Then he kind of baits him into it, and he's like, "You ain't got the stones for it." I can see the official signature. I've got my signature there. The only one that's missing is yours. If you're man enough, come to SmackDown next week, sign the damn contract. We'll have a match at SummerSlam, and that's what happened.
Yep.
And then he took a blunt force trauma and knocked Paul, like he hit a blunt force trauma on Logan Paul, which is great.
Yep.
So I don't know what's going to happen this week on SmackDown with these guys. And I should have prefaced this right at the beginning of the video. We still got a SmackDown to go, because if we didn't get these out until after SmackDown, they would literally be out 2 hours before the PLE starts. That's not going to happen. So we put them up now. If anything does change, including our predictions or new matches or match stipulations get changed, we will put them in the description of this video down below. We will change them before the PLE starts on Saturday night. Mm-hmm. And that's where we will get that. And obviously we'll kind of recap, if anything, on the reactions video as and when needed.
Yep.
Anything else you got to say about this match?
No. LA Knight's great. Logan Paul sucks.
Yeah.
I want to see LA Knight beat up Logan Paul.
Yeah.
And if anything else happens, I'll be disappointed.
That's a fact of life. Who you got?
Oh, I really want to say LA Knight, please.
You going for LA Knight?
I don't know if it's wishful thinking, but...
So, all I've written here is LA versus Logan, because I don't want to have to write a lot of things. So, you already got an LA, you got an L, and I'm putting an A. Lala.
Lala.
Yeah, LA Knight's time is now.
LA Knight's time is now.
If they don't put the strap on him now, much like we just said with Bron Breakker, head back down to NXT, head to AEW, head to TNA, head to New Japan, because WWE clearly haven't got a damn clue what they're doing with you.
We need the title back on TV, being defended by
someone
proper sports entertainer.
No, a wrestler. Thank you very much.
I know, but it's WWE, so.
And I just want to clear, like this. This is quite a fun thing. Is that I know I rag on Logan Paul, and there's a main reason for that, and this is what it is. So WWE been to Japan recently.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they went. Oh yeah. Unfortunately, due to previous commitments, Logan Paul is not able to go to Japan with the stars to be in front of the Japanese fans.
Sure, that's the reason.
Can you tell me why he wasn't on the tour? Do you know the reason?
Because of the Suicide Forest stuff.
He's banned from entering Japan. They banned him from the country after he disrespected a poor person who felt the need to take their own life in the Akagahara forest, the Suicide Forest. He was filming along with his smug little face, saw the person hanging from the tree, recorded it, started laughing and making jokes.
Absolutely disgusting.
You disrespectful piece of trash. Should have been cancelled back then. Mm-hmm. But yeah, everyone seems to forget that.
Yeah.
And it's great, because everyone is always in the wrestling threads and then Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, with Logan Paul is amazing, he's one of the best, blah, 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 blah. And you'd always have that one absolute knight in shining armor who will put an image of that in the chat and going, no, he's trash. Yeah. Because that's exactly what he is.
Yeah. For sure. Cool.
Moving on.
Swiftly.
Yeah, I just needed to get that out, because obviously that's the
we gotta keep that in people's minds, because like you say, people forget.
Yeah, exactly. And cancel culture is such a big thing these days.
And so there's a whole thing about like forgive and forget, whatever. But
there's some things you can't.
That's beyond. Yeah.
Logan Paul, Ian Watkins are in the same bracket.
Ooh.
To me, that's the same damn thing.
Bold, but I get where you're coming from.
Next match we're going to talk about. If you don't know Ian Watkins, Google it. Cody Rhodes defending his undisputed WWE Championship against the Bloodline's Solo Sikoa.
Yes.
So, Bloodline beaten up Randy Orton. They've beaten up Kevin Owens. Mm-hmm. They've beaten up Randy Orton again.
Yeah.
Then they beat up Kevin Owens again. Uh-huh. Then they tied Cody to the ropes and beat up Randy Orton. Uh-huh. Then they tied Cody to the ropes the next week and beat up Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
Am I living in a Groundhog Day?
It's like they got just the names in the hat and they're like, who's getting beat up this week?
But the only two names in the hat are Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. That's the problem.
It's a very small hat.
That's the problem. Is it Hornswoggle's hat?
Like, come on.
Can we get Big Show's hat and put some more names in this bloody hat, please?
This new Bloodline could be incredible.
So, slight tangent.
Yes.
Bloodline, Jacob Fatu, and I believe it was Tamatonga, are the current number one contenders for the tag team championships.
Mhm.
Now, DIY won those titles from 8 Down Under probably about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I was talking about this with my friend Richard at work, and it's like, I kind of want to see the Bloodline take the tag titles,
Yeah.
but I'm also going to feel really bad for DIY
Oh, yeah, for sure.
because they are a really great team who really deserve a good run. But it's the Bloodline.
Yeah.
So I'm really conflicted about this. But also, I would rather it was Tongaloa and Tama Tonga.
Yeah.
I would rather it was the Gorillas of Destiny taking the belts, not Jacob Fatu. Personally.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I just wanted to kind of get that in there. So Randy Orton's out.
Yep.
He's not going to be able to help Cody at SummerSlam. Kevin Owens is out. He's not going to be able to help Cody at SummerSlam. Cody's on his own.
Sure.
He's going it on his own.
Okay.
That's what he said.
That's what he said.
Solo has said he'll probably come in his own, but let's be honest, the rest of the Bloodline are going to be there.
They'll be there.
Are they going to be there? They're absolutely going to be there.
All right, so plot twist.
Yep.
Otis comes out to help. Because the new Alpha
Bigger plot
Academy
twist.
are helping everyone right now. They're just like getting out there and sticking
Bigger
their
plot
noses.
twist. Tucker is reinstated into the company, and Heavy Machinery comes to help.
Yeah.
Steak and weights, baby, steak and weights.
I'm here for that.
I miss Heavy Machinery.
It was-
I really
it
do.
was.
That was a great team.
Such a good
I mean, I haven't really got anything else to say about this. Like, Cody's finished his story, and he's had a good match with AJ Styles, and he's had a mid match with AJ Styles.
Yeah.
He's been in tag matches and not defending the belt. He's been in a match with Carmelo Hayes, where Carmelo Hayes completely fudged the spot on his first night on SmackDown after being drafted.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell is going on? Cody was supposed to come in, he beat Roman Reigns, he took the title, and he was supposed to be a barn burner of a run with his title. But, much like Bayley's run, I felt it's been quite middling.
Yes. I'd agree.
When was the last time he actually defended his title? I think it was probably Clash of the Castle, which we haven't got notes for, because we didn't cover it because we weren't here for it. Last one I've got here is King and Queen of the Ring, where Cody beat Logan Paul.
Yeah.
I just feel that this whole run has been a bit meh.
Yeah. The thing is, they went really big for his first storyline. Finishing the story was huge. I feel like what they should have done is sort of taken a bit of a break.
Not
But
had
maybe-
back-to-back Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, maybe?
Yeah. So keep that a bit lower, and then like just had a regular sort of title run. You didn't need to go straight into new Bloodline. Now I have to take down these guys, which is essentially the same thing he did before. It's not ever gonna be that standard of finishing the story. That's too high a bar to hit. Just need to have like a regular title run and then do something new at a later date.
What, so finishing the story and finishing the book are two different things, I would say, maybe?
Because it's a compendium.
A compendium, yeah. Like an anthology series. But, like, I've got no problem with the new Bloodline.
No.
I think having the new blood come in, especially, I'm big fans of Gorillas of Destiny.
Uh-huh.
There is the potential of Hikuleo turning up, and they did file a trademark for that stupid-ass name for him.
And what a great way to keep the bloodline going, in a sense, when Roman Reigns needed some time off.
Yeah. Not that he ever really did much when he was actually working, but...
But, I mean, the crowd's clearly still on his side. But if he'd just left, then the bloodline would have fizzled out, and he'd have had to start something from scratch when he comes back. They're keeping the fires
Shock
burning
horror,
for
something new.
I know. But they're keeping the fires burning in a really good way.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
having Cody in that picture is sort of just bringing it
And
down
it's
a bit.
yeah, and it's that's the problem. Is it like the bloodline? They needed to regroup. They needed to replenish themselves and kind of grab a new hold on things. It shouldn't be going straight for Cody. It shouldn't be going straight for Randy Orton. It shouldn't be going straight for Kevin Owens, because that's the
Steamroller rest
same
of the locker room
stuff we've seen for the last 4 to 5 damn years, and I'm really, really, really fed up of seeing Orton and Kevin Owens going against an iteration of the bloodline. I don't care who's in the bloodline. It's the same thing all the time. And it's just like, right, oh, okay, bloodline. Who we got to take on the bloodline? Here's the hat, Randy Orton. Here's the hat, Kevin Owens. Here's the hat, Sami Zayne. Here's the hat, Cody Rhodes.
And that's it.
And it's always the same 4 names. It's boring.
Completely.
It's boring. Anything else?
Nope.
Who you got?
Solo.
Oh, really?
It's just the first one that came to my head. I have no idea, but I feel like
No justification or reasoning or...
the bloodline being behind him. I don't know. They're going to stretch it out more, aren't they?
I'm going to go for Cody.
Cool.
But I think this could be, if this goes the way that I foresee it going in my head, and I'm playing Fantasy Booker, obviously.
Mhm.
If this goes the way I'm playing it out in my head, this will be the end of Cody potentially having to deal with the Bloodline. So
Oh.
imagine
Yes, please.
ref bump.
Okay.
Okay. All the Bloodline come down.
Okay.
They're beating up Cody. Out comes Orton. Out comes Kevin. Out comes Sami Zayn to help Cody Rhodes. They're still outnumbered. Then all of a sudden, across the mic, ladies and gentlemen,
Oh, here you go. Paul Heyman's back.
not just Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns.
Really? Now?
Yeah. It's probably one of the biggest. We already reiterated this, the big four events.
Yeah.
Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series. You're not going to bring him back a Money in the Bank.
No.
You sure as hell aren't bringing him back a Bash of Berlin.
No.
And you're not bringing him back a Bad Blood.
No.
So it's either now or Survivor Series.
Yeah.
But if you bring it back a Survivor Series, you can't set up Bloodline Civil War. Like
True.
Bloodline versus Bloodline.
Okay.
Yeah?
Cool.
This way, SummerSlam, big ass show, right in the middle of the summer, one of the biggest events of the year for WWE.
Yep.
Boom, Roman Reigns. Imagine the pop.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good. That'd be pretty good.
That's the only way I see this going. And then obviously he comes out. Solo's like, acknowledge me. And Roman's is like, nope.
Acknowledge
Boom.
this, mother.
Yeah, bleeper. Let's not put any more sense in this video, please. One's enough. And then obviously Cody retains.
What was it they had at one time? Acknowledge these nuts.
That's Jeff Jarrett. These nuts.
I know there was
Slap
a thing
nuts.
for a bit.
Slap nuts was Jeff Jarrett. These nuts was, I think, Eddie Kingston. I think. But yeah, that's the kind of way I want it to play out.
Yeah, that would be
Because
cool.
that way then Cody is kind of free from the bloodline because Roman Reigns is coming in and being like, you want to usurp my bloodline, bitch? You got to go through me first.
We can say that. They say it on WWE.
It's a female dog. Yeah. So yeah, anything they say in WWE that we can get away with, that's because it's the same rating as the show. So that's the way I kind of see that going. I told you not to give me any more Censor, damn it. So, and then you could kind of have a bit of a long burn. So Roman Reigns is like, or Solo's like, no, you've got to go through him, you've got to go through Tama, you've got to go through Tongaloa, you've got to go through Jacob Fatu, you've got to go through Hikuleo, whatever he's going to be called or whatever. And then you could set up for Survivor Series and War Games. The Bloodline versus Roman, Jimmy, Jay, probably Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
And then what if Paul Heyman calls in a favor, and I've already talked about this before in one of our previous videos, Brock Lesnar.
Interesting. We shall see.
Next match we're going to talk about is for the World Heavyweight Championship as Damian Priest of the Judgment Day defends against the Ring General Gunther. Much like Nia Jax, Gunther is in this position because he won the Queen of the Ring tournament.
Wait.
I know, I said it on purpose. King of the Ring tournament. Imagine Gunther walking around with a little dress on. That'd be hilarious.
I mean, you can't even wear the crown.
No, I know. Neither of them are wearing the damn crown. But he won the King of the Ring tournament, so he obviously gets to have the
title
match. He kind of starts and I felt quite uncomfortable with this, is that it was almost like, it was borderline racism in my mind when he was sort of talking about Damian Priest coming up from the slums and the dregs of Puerto Rico and that. And I almost felt like he was kind of towing that socialist kind of racism kind of line. Yeah. Which I'm not really a fan of.
But Damian Priest did come from that background.
Yes.
So it is...
But then Priest coming out and saying, well, you've had the silver spoon shoved in your mouth all your life. You've had everything handed to you on a silver platter. And again, spinning it back that way was kind of cool, but it still made it feel a little bit like, oh, I don't know if you should be doing that.
There's some cultural stuff.
Yeah,
but I think because they were sort of leaning to the... It's the storyline of the character and the reality for the people, I think, probably in both cases. Maybe not so much Gunther.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is sort of a bit of a, just watch this line.
Yeah.
This might be far enough.
Because the problem is that kids watch the show. It's still a PG product right now as it stands. And who's to say that there isn't a bunch of white kids in a school somewhere? There's a Puerto Rican kid, and they're like, "Oh, he's come from the slums, haha!" And they're teasing him and bullying him because of it.
But
so it's a
at
very
least-
dangerous slope.
It is, but at least that kid can go like, "I'm Damian Priest."
It does. And much like Damian Priest, walked in the ring, dropped the mic, and just started beating the hell out of Gunther, which I thought was fantastic.
It was so good.
Like Gunther's like this, oh, I am super tough, I am the Terminator kind of thing, and Priest is just like, bitch, boom, 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 and like, I don't particularly think Damian Priest has had a great title run.
No, maybe not.
But I don't even know where I'm going with this, but I really like Priest.
Yes.
And I don't want to see him lose the title.
He's kept, even if the title run itself hasn't been like top tier, he's kept the character and he's kept that interest, which goes a long way.
Yeah, and the stories are furthering between him and Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Dominic as well.
Mm-hmm.
Jay-Z's obviously with Finn Balor as a tag champ, but he's kind of still sort of, and hitting that Rhea Ripley's back, you kind of toe in that line of who's the leader and who's the good guys, who's the bad guys in Judgment Day. Is there a split? Is there not? Is there friction?
Mm-hmm.
Is there not? And I kind of like that. So that title belt is kind of being used in that sense as well.
Yes.
To further that faction story and Damian Priest's personal story and Finn Balor's personal story, which I think is great. And I love that. And I think that's the thing, is that the title, there's two kinds of title runs. The title makes the wrestler, or the wrestler makes the title. And I don't think either is happening right now for Priest. But I think that it's kind of going slightly now with him sort of taking on Gunther and beating him down and getting the upper hand for a lot of it. He's slowly becoming the one that's making that title relevant in that sense, because Gunther wants it. Gunther is this hierarchy of wrestling. He is Mr. Wrestling almost. And Priest is kind of taking that to him and kind of beating him down. And it's like, oh, okay. And Priest has got some fire in him.
Yes.
And it's like, it's unfortunate. Obviously, he beat Seth Rollins last month at Money in the Bank, and it's unfortunate with that slip up, which we talked about. But again, that was muddied by Drew cashing in, by CM Punk showing up, and it's just like, oh, for God's sake, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything. I haven't really got much else because the build-up of this has been quite minuscule.
It has. But I'm quite looking forward to it. I think the two styles that we've got and the two personalities can lead for a really compelling clash and a good straight match. I don't think there needs to be any interference for this to be something. Which would be, so we'll see.
Who you got?
I want to go Damian Priest.
You going Priest?
But I don't know if it's going to happen. I think it's a one pick. It's one of those. But I think him getting it could further storylines and cement him as a champion, not a paper champion, because that's sort of the line that Gunther's using a lot. Cement it as a legitimate championship run, and then he can run with it.
Yeah. That's what I want to see happen.
But you don't think it's going to happen?
Unfortunately, I don't think it is. I think Gunther's going to take it. And I might be weighing this just on the basis of the next PLE.
Oh.
Which is?
It's the Bash in Berlin.
Mm-hmm. And even though Gunther is Austrian, that's the closest he's going to get.
Yeah.
That's the downside of it. It's either that or something goes wrong with this match. There's not a decisive winner, and there's a rematch of Bash in Berlin.
Yeah.
But again, that's just cheapened Damian's run as champ.
Very true.
You know?
Okay.
So I want to see Priest retain.
Yeah.
I just think Gunther's taking it. And I really don't want that. I really don't.
Okay.
Okay, and then we go into our last match of this particular video. We have Liv Morgan defending her Women's World Championship against the returning Rhea Ripley. Mommy's back.
Yes.
Much to Liv Morgan's surprise.
Ooh.
Much to Dominic Mysterio's surprise when they were having a potentially intimate moment in the middle of the ring.
This storyline's been awesome.
It really has. It really has. And like we've talked before about Liv Morgan's last title run, and it was very bland. It was very meh. This one has been a lot better. She hasn't necessarily wrestled much, but the whole storyline progression and the way she's come along in telling story, that has been absolutely stellar.
So I guess she hasn't defended it much against anyone, but you've got to think. There was something. But the reason she went for this title was for this moment, so she could take her revenge on Rhea Ripley, right? Yeah. And finish her story.
I'm sure she did fight someone at Clash of the Castle, but I haven't got the notes.
No, that's fair. So whereas it's not like been a standard title run, it's lent itself. It's being built around that storyline, and it's worked really well.
Yeah. I sort of love that when Dom and Liv were tagging against Selena and Ray, and they won the match.
Mm-hmm.
And then she kind of drops Dom to the floor, and she's sort of sat on top of him, and they kind of get him really close. And then, this is my brutality, and Liv is just like,
Yeah.
oh bleep, and Dominic's like, what? I thought that was fantastic. I thought that was great. That was really good. And it's surprised that Mommy's coming back. He was kind of teased by Dominic, by Damian being like, yeah, where are you? How far are you away? And it was like, ooh, here we go.
Yeah.
And then we lead into last week's Raw, where Rhea Ripley and Dominic head to the ring, and Liv Morgan's out in the crowd, and Dominic's like, I hate you. I don't want anything to do with you. I hate you so much. And you can see she's having like a bit of an emotional breakdown with it. And she runs off and she's crying and she's tear streaming and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And then this week she's gone and destroyed the Judgment Day's clubhouse.
Yeah.
And she's burning Dominic Mysterio's t-shirt.
Yeah. Standing in front of the truck with his face on it, just burning stuff with mascara down her face. It's really interesting how the twists in this, though, because in my head, Liv going after Dom was solely for the purpose of getting back at Rhea.
Yeah, because she wanted to take everything from Rhea.
Show that she, like, legitimately then, whether it was planned at the start or changed, she had feelings and was really hurt by what he said.
Yeah.
They didn't have to do that.
Nope.
They could have just had him like, well, whatevs, and then beat up Rhea Ripley or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But whoever wrote this storyline, do more.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, I put this as the main one for my predictions because the storytelling in this is phenomenal.
Yeah,
it's been great,
and the acting from these guys as well. It's just been great.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And it is great to see Rhea Ripley back. I was hoping she'd have a bit more time off. Not gonna lie, because I feel that once Rhea Ripley's back, she's just gonna be injected into everything because she is the current face of the company. No, fair enough, whatever.
She's so good.
She is.
She can be injected into any storyline she wants,
But the problem when you inject Rhea Ripley into everything is that the title is always an inevitability.
Yes.
And I don't think it's fair to anyone else. Let's go with Liv Morgan. I don't think it's really fair to Liv Morgan. It's like, oh, Rhea's back. Right, here you go, Rhea. Here you go, Rhea.
That's
let's give her the belt.
My one thing about this that I was going to sort of get into when we get to the predictions is...
Go on, yeah. Hold you then, yeah.
I can see it being Rhea's comeback, ends the revenge tour, lives in the gutter. She'll come back. She'll like fight back, whatever. But Rhea gets the title. She's Mommy's always on top. But Liv hasn't had enough opportunity with the title to make it a real title run. Like we said, it's not been a conventional title run. And the way
she's only held it for 2 months.
She deserves a real title run.
Mm-hmm.
So
especially
it would be
after the last one.
Shame, but it feeds the storyline. And if Liv wins it, I don't see where the story can go from there, other than rematch, which we don't want because that will just sour it.
Yeah.
So
it'll be like Bron breaking Sami Zayn again.
Yeah. So my prediction is Rhea to win.
Rhea to win.
Although, yeah, with my reservations of, I wish there was better for Liv, but I feel like the story's coming to that natural place.
Okay.
I don't know. You're gonna go Liv. Say Liv.
This is where the curveball comes in.
Okay, do it. I love it.
Liv Morgan.
Yes.
To retain.
Cool.
Okay.
This gives me hope.
Okay. Dominic chooses Liv over Rhea Ripley. Right?
I don't watch soap operas, but
okay.
this is where I go.
Who helped Dominic get his first win over Rey Mysterio, his father?
Liv?
Yep. Who's been helping the Judgment Day get what they want?
I mean, Liv helped them get the tag titles.
I was going to say, who helped get Finn and JD McDonough the tag titles?
Who got them a PlayStation to keep Carlito happy?
Yep.
Not sponsored.
Who helped stretch out Dominic before his match?
Yeah. That was really good. He enjoyed that very much.
Yeah. So what if everyone in the Judgment Day is secretly backing Liv Morgan? Okay, so Rhea Ripley comes back. Well, so Rhea Ripley comes back, right? Goes into the match. Dominic's like, or let's say like maybe a ref bump, and Rhea's about to hit Liv with the chair or something, and Dominic grabs the chair and is like, "You don't need to do this. You don't need to do this." Tosses it to Liv. Liv crowns Rhea with the chair. Sides with Liv Morgan instead. Then Rhea gets booted out of Judgment Day, and Liv Morgan's inducted in.
I feel like if Rhea gets booted out, Damian's going to be out as well. I feel like they've got a leadership team going on.
But if this kind of leads into his match as well, if Damian loses,
yes, He's burnt some bridges.
Because we already seen there's a bit of a rift
Yeah.
between Priest and Finn.
Mm-hmm.
So if Damian loses the title as well, his head's on the chopping block for Judgment Day, which I don't want. I love Judgment Day, don't get me wrong. But this is the kind of way I see it going.
Yeah. Okay. I'm interested. Sure. I like it.
Cool. So that's our predictions. As I said, if anything changes on SmackDown between now and after SmackDown, we'll pop it in the description to this video down below, whether it's changing our predictions in general because there's something happening, new title, new matches, different stipulations and whatnot. Will all be in the description down below for this video.
Mm-hmm.
What is your most looking forward to match of this card?
I think it's Liv and Rhea now.
It's absolutely Liv Morgan.
It was pretty much
Ripley.
up there, and then you did your whole fantasy booking, and it's which just went up again. So yeah.
The downside is they're either going to nail this right, or they're going to fumble it hard and just make it flop.
Yeah.
Like a fish out of water.
Mm-hmm.
Like Sami Zayne and Bron Breakker.
Oh.
What's your least looking forward to match?
That's more tricky. There's a few that I don't like one element of the match, which makes it a bit tricky. I think overall, I think it might be Sami and Bron.
Yeah.
But it is quite close. But that's mainly because of, like you said, the repeat.
Yeah.
And the not feeling quite fair to Bron Breakker.
Yeah, I think for me it's going to have to be Bayley and Nia Jax.
Fair.
Just because I don't want to see Nia Jax in the title match. I don't want to see her.
Someone get squashed.
I don't want to see her in a ring injuring people, and I feel that Bayley hasn't had a fair shake of the stick this title run. I really don't.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So that's our predictions.
Yes.
Any other thoughts? Any final remarks about this, Peely?
No, I think it's going to be all right.
Yeah, I think it's
Bring
a bit of a middle ground one.
Yeah.
Overall, I think.
Yes. I think having Raw this week haven't been such a disappointing show.
I felt so flat.
a little bit of me is like, is this going to be the same? But a PLE crowd is always better than a TV show crowd. And
I'll say it again: is that when you compare WWE PLEs to AEW PPVs, there's just no competition.
No, it's not.
AEW just blows it out of the water every time. And All In is, well, I was going to say this month. This was within the next calendar month.
Yeah.
In terms of days, less than 4 weeks to go until All In. We got our tickets to Dynamite and Collision in Cardiff. Yep. First time in Wales for AEW. We're going to be at All In, and we've only got a handful of matches thus far, but it's going to be stacked.
Yep.
Absolutely going to be stacked. Cool. So our reaction to this will be up on Sunday after it airs on Saturday night, or like Sunday morning technically, but like 2 a.m. We're too old for that. Yeah, no. So we'll get out, we'll watch it. I get the feeling this will be a bit longer than usual PLEs, so it'll be later in the day that our reactions will go up. But keep an eye out for those on Sunday, and then we'll have more good board gaming stuff and video game stuff next week. Take us away, Leanne.
Cool. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you so much. Please like this video if you liked it. Hit subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when we drop new videos. Almost fumbled that. Follow us on socials. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and X, and our link tree can be found in the description below, which will take you to those places. Let us know what you're most looking forward to matches on this card. You can let us know in the comments. You can let us know on social media. Whatevs. We love having conversations and hearing your thoughts as well. I think that's everything. Thank you so much. Until next time.
Someone turn that big lamp in the sky up, please.